To this day.
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 What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz. Get this. Andy Ruiz wants a rematch clause. So there is an explanation on Andy Ruiz Sr. saying that it's not about the money, or not all about the money. They want a rematch clause. Now, normally we would talk about the rules with the WBC, with the eliminator and all that, and you shouldn't have a rematch because it is a mandatory eliminator. However, this is the WBC, so that's pointless, okay? It's pointless. Why? Because Mauricio doesn't do his job anyway. So it really wouldn't matter at the end of the day because he's not going to uphold anything that he's supposed to do. So, what does this tell me about Andy Ruiz wanting a rematch? Well, rematches are a waste of time, I feel. But most importantly, I think Andy Ruiz, I don't think has the confidence that he's going to win. And if he loses, if he gets knocked out, he gets another shot. And that holds up the heavyweight division that much further. See what happens if Deontay Wilder knocks out Andy Ruiz and he has a rematch clause in play. That means he could come forth and mess up all the skills challenge Saudi Arabia progression. We've been waiting for Anthony Joshua to take on Deontay Wilder for 5 years. Okay, 5 years. Probably more, really 17. So 6 years. So I don't think that that's a reason, but I just question Andy Ruiz. Where's the energy? He didn't have a rematch clause with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua had a rematch clause. Okay? And it shows me that if Deontay Wilder doesn't want a rematch clause, he won't even entertain it. That just shows me he's more confident that he's going to knock Andy out. He doesn't look at Andy as a threat at all. He just looks at a guy that is a question mark. How long will it take him from my right hand to get knocked out? That's really all Wilder's concerned. That's all he talks about, right? And another thing on Wilder's end, though, it hit me when I heard Wilder talk about Ruiz, saying he's nothing. You had the championship a little minute. You're not anywhere near me. You're not in my lane. You're not in my class. And it shows me this. Deontay Wilder was cool with Andy Ruiz because Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua alone. I don't think he really cared for Andy Ruiz. I think he was only on that bandwagon because he beat the rival. Because you guys know that Deontay Wilder wanted to be Anthony Joshua. He wanted the fame, he wanted the glory, he wanted the money, he wanted the respect, he wanted the juice, and he didn't have it in 2018. On back, okay? He fought, 40 fights? And he was very little known because of the opposition. A lot of people ridiculed him, including Vladimir Klitschko. Hey, he needs to fight better opposition. You know, so if anybody wasn't in anyone's league, Deontay Wilder wasn't in Vladimir's league, nor Anthony Joshua, nor Tyson Fury. Why? Because those guys did something that Deontay Wilder wasn't even qualified to do. He couldn't even get a fight with Vladimir Klitschko. So that just shows you where Deontay was at. Now Deontay come up short. He drawed against Tyson Fury. But then he lost twice. Stoppage and knockout. Second and third. So at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder is showing his true colors towards Andy Ruiz. And that's the only thing that he praised Andy for beating Anthony Joshua, because he personally doesn't like Joshua, because I think he envied him. He wanted that juice. He wanted everything that Joshua had. And Joshua was getting known. Joshua got the fights. Joshua got the IBF opportunity for Charles Martin, okay, which he wanted and couldn't get, okay. I learned that personally because Deontay Wilder wanted to fight Charles Martin, but guess what? He did not have the clout nor the money. Okay, nobody was going to put up that fight, and Anthony Joshua outbid him. He gave him like, I don't know, $8 million. And so he really just overshined Deontay Wilder. Now, Deontay Wilder, I think in this part of his career, I think because he looks so little, he thinks so little about Andy Ruiz, that's why he's talking to him like he is now. You know, I remember he dogged him when Joshua boxed him all night. Then he dogged Joshua for just boxing, right? But Deontay Wilder is just really at a point where I think he wants the big bucks. He wants the mega fights, and you can't fault him for that. You know, and Andy Ruiz, he wants the rematch. He wants the concessions. He wants that 50-50 equal playing field. And I just have to say, it's not really worth it. I think that when he took that Anthony Joshua fight, he had full confidence that he could beat Anthony Joshua, and he did exactly that. Good for him. But the way he's going now, the route he's taken, wanting a rematch, he's just showing me that he doesn't think he can win. You know, why would you worry about rematches as much if you're confident that you can kick that ass? Like, let's be real about it. Andy Ruiz should take the opportunity. He should have the same energy that he had with Anthony Joshua. See, he didn't care. He wanted the fight. He was confident. Now, fast forward to 4 years later, he wants a rematch. He wants 50-50. He wants this. He wants that. I don't think that he thinks that he can beat Deontay Wilder. If so, he wouldn't worry about a rematch. Just like Alexander Usyk, he wasn't really concerned about a rematch. That was Tyson Fury. Okay? Just in case he lost. When anybody brings up a rematch clause, they are worried, they are concerned that they will lose. There's a possibility that they will lose that fight. Therefore, they want to go one more again, right? They want to run it back because they say, well, hey, if I get stopped in that fight, at least I have a second life. But coming from a mandatory, again, this is the WBC, I wouldn't think that was the case. And Andy Ruiz, really, let's just be real. He's not the guy that's really qualified anyway, but neither is Deontay Wilder. I think Frank Sanchez should be number 1, but he's number 4. So go figure, you know, the WBC, you know, follow the money. I get it. You know, politician, all about the money, all about the Benjamins. But with Deontay Wilder, I agree with him on this. There should be no rematch. There shouldn't be a discussion on a rematch. I think if anybody wanted a rematch clause, is Deontay Wilder. He can implement it in the contract because he's the guy. Okay? Now, mind you, Wilder lost 2 fights back-to-back, just like Anthony Joshua. But he got the opportunity because he was the WBC champion, okay? So he had that rematch in place because that's just a smart thing to do. Now with Andy, I don't know what's left for Andy. I think Andy's looking for a saga. He's looking for a dancing partner. And guess what? Deontay Wilder doesn't want to dance with him. And I understand. He shouldn't. You know, there's bigger fish to fry. There's that Anthony Joshua fight. And between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz, there is no comparison. Okay? So I wouldn't entertain that either. You're not going to mess my payday up because you want a rematch. When I knock you out cold, you want to run it back, and you want to run it back right away. And that's not going to happen. Andy Ruiz should consider what is going on in Deontay's life, in Deontay's career, and take his opportunity just like he did Anthony Joshua. Nothing more, nothing less. You guys tell me what you think of Andy Ruiz wanting a rematch clause on a mandatory eliminator. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.